Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about C3 Still Teaching C4. Alrighty, Roo. We were in a real pickle the other day. You see, one of our tires had decided to get into a relationship with a screw. Now, I'm not one to stand in the way of budding relationships and all, but in this case, I decided I needed to put my foot down because I feel it wasn't a sustainable relationship because that screw was really letting that tire down over and over. Now, normally, I would take my car in to be serviced, but the two places that we used to trust, keyword there on used to trust, weren't an option anymore. So Mr. Goodwrench here decided it was time to go get my degree at YouTube University on how to handle it myself, take notes on what I needed to buy, and I went down to the hardware store. And then I decided that after I go to the grocery store the next day, I was going to handle it myself. Well, fast forward to the next day, I'm at the grocery store, and that's when my daddy, who had been passed away 15 years ago, was able to give me the encouragement I needed to handle the problem. Now, I was at the grocery store, passing by the Italian Ice, and all of a sudden I was transported back in time 35 years ago to when my dad had had his kidney transplant recently done. And I'm looking at a mountain of pills on the table, and my stepmom, and she had a bunch of charts and graphs laying around, and I was completely overwhelmed. She wasn't, on how they handled everything, and they were going over all the do's and don'ts that he had, what he could eat, what he couldn't eat, when he needed to take his pills, and it was, like I said, it was completely overwhelming. They had it completely under control. At about that time, an alarm went off, and Dad grabbed a handful of pills and started taking them down with an Italian Ice. And I asked him after he finished what the Italian Ice was for. And he had said that the doctor gave him the advice that the pills tasted so bad that the Italian Ice would help him take it down. Now, you might ask yourself what that has to do with the tire changing. Well, you see, my dad is one of the smartest guys I ever knew. Not because he knew everything, but because he was smart enough to take advice from people that did know more than he did, and he wasn't ashamed about it. He always told me, he said, Bud, listen, when you don't know something, ask. Don't be ashamed about it. Pay attention to what you're doing. And if somebody does ask you a question, don't make fun of them for it because you don't know if it's the first time that they're doing something.